universal sign of due acknowledgement.
Who are those youngsters?
This is like having some sort of dissociative episode where it's, you know, where it's like, do you remember doing this? And it's like you've been in some fugue state and you have no recollection of going and like knocking over a liquor store. That's kind of what that whole thing.
Honestly, I wouldn't remember most of it if there wasn't so much video of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Look, hey everybody, Rick is here.
I feel lost, and I'm awash in all this new technology. I have no idea where to look or what to do or how to act.
And
wait, no, waving at the wrong. I'm already just in the weeds, waving at the wrong thing.
It's the little GoPro right there.
All right. This is why I didn't get that news anchor job.
Oh, hey, Taco Dog.
We should have a drinking game for the number of things you say that our grandparents would find completely inexplicable and or unnerving. Hey, Taco Dog. And they're like, he's talking about Taco Dog again.
Okay, Grandpa, time to go back to bed.
Time for the Trent gun.
Oh, hey, Todd, I didn't see you come in. It's Dr. R.I.P. It's Dr. Rest in Peace.
Were you doing Hugh Hefner just there?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I'm doing a Todd doing Hugh Hefner.
Okay.
You're doing a great job, Henry says. Anyway, look, let me get through this introduction.
Okay.
I am the fairy goddess of the forest.
See, so again, am I imagining this? Am I having a breakdown of some kind?
Don't confuse the old man. So listen, okay, I gotta get through. Look, some of you know who this is, but many of you don't. My regular viewers have no idea who this is.
Well, then we're all on the same page, because I have no idea what's happening.
20 fucking years ago, me and this guy, for a period of 3-4 years, did a ton of creative collaborations together. Like a feature film, short films, little documentaries, a 2-week run of a stage play.
I watched you smoke at least 10,000 cigarettes.
A radio play.
Yes.
A 2-part TV pilot. Stuff like that. Back in the early aughts. And then for like 10 years we didn't talk to each other, but we don't have to worry about that part. But then, because then we did.
Wait to be settled. Nothing to see here. Move along.
But then we did, and now here we are.
Nothing behind this curtain.
Here's what I would say is that in the history of my life, one of the most important people in the story of my life, one of the most important ones. That's all you need to know. Rick used to be a local radio talk show host here in Portland, and in what? Sorry,
I was just going to say radio was sort of like podcasting. I find that as I get older, I just instinctively,
young people.
Yes,
and in the 90s, he did talk radio in Salt Lake City, and then he was in Portland for I don't know how long after that.
Yes.
And that's when we met, and that's where we did all of our creative projects together. And then he retired from radio, and went to what I can only assume was like a Ted Kaczynski style cave somewhere with like a single bulb to write a manifesto of some sort. No, I'm kidding. He wrote a book. Look, I have it. Look what he wrote this book. It's excellent. It really, really is.
So you and I did all that stuff in like what?
It was like 2003 to 2000.
But it was like 3 years, 2.5 years, something like that?
I don't know. It remains to this day the most prolific period of my life, like creatively.
Yeah, it took me 7
far.
years to like write this one book. So you can tell that my synaptic activity has really just sort of trended downward.
Should have been talking to me.
If only I'd known.
What is a book? A book is like an iPad, but it has pages that you turn with your hands.
It's an analog iPad.
This is controversial. If you listen to an audiobook, do you say that you've read the book?
It counts. It's not controversial at all. That seems pretty straightforward.
I'm afraid you're wrong, but that's all right.
Well, all right.
So I've never read this.
Well, the audiobook is fantastic. I will say that.
I listened to it.
But I can say that because Gabber Zachman did it, and she did an unbelievable job. She did a stellar job at that.
Yeah.
And I'm really persnickety about that sort of thing.
Steve has no idea who this guy is, but he seems cool. I'll give it time.
I was going to say that'll... Yeah.
We haven't done...
Are you wearing polka dots for me? No offense. I'm just asking. Just curious.
They're not polka dots.
But they're sort of polka dot-ish. They're polka dot adjacent.
Polka dots are defined, I would say, by their roundness. I would think that's the defining characteristic of a polka dot. Dot is in the name.
You know, but you also think audiobooks don't count as books. So
These are squares.
Even though book is literally in the title.
They're
I'm
small
just
squares.
But
it's not reading.
I'm just trying to put my finger on who you look like today.
Who I look like?
I can't quite...
I haven't seen you in a lot of years, but it's very comforting to see you, to see that you're still the same. that you still will stop and completely go into brain lock because you can't figure out who somebody looks like.
Well, I want to say Carol Kane, but that's not.
Do you have any diet items?
Is this going to keep happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard that that Todd looks like John Ronson. Is that true?
Did you hear that from me?
I've heard it on the streets. But do you want to? We've got two things we're going to watch today. He doesn't know what it is, but it's relevant to his area of expertise. Okay. Thank you for calling the VCARCHIVES VHS hotline. How can we help you? Hello?
You have any good Garfield?
Well, I'm gonna go. Thanks for calling. Bye.
This is like some lone gunman thing happening here.
Program in which we're going to be analyzing the dangerous messages in rock music. Eric, when I saw some of this footage, I was shocked. Tell us what we're going to see.
John, there is no other person in history that has been the object of more ridicule and mockery. And
This is like mulleted Jim Roop.
Christ. Nina Hagen's Nun Sex Monk Rock. Lampoon.
I mean, they pick some really interesting examples. Like, they don't go for the obvious Motley Crue shout at the devil.
Well, no.
Who can
Are they
quote-
trying to warn me away from buying Nina Hagen albums? Because I think maybe, that might be, maybe underscoring something that is already sort of established. I'm just saying.
I don't feel like the same person is listening to Nina Hagen and Ozzy.
No, probably not.
Of its works. Together, the horrible price he was to soon pay in order to redeem man. There was nothing funny about it.
Well,
The name for a group of witches, Coven has a demon playing his fiddle.
Coven. This is the exact lesson you taught in Sunday school this morning. That's great, Todd.
The crown of thorns.
Did you play Nina Hagen for them?
And Terence Trent D'Arby also mocked
DRB.
with D'Arby throwing in the crucifixion.
Fantastic.
Why are we picking on Terence Trent D'Arby?
Why is he being interviewed in a studio behind a microphone that he's not using?
I have no idea.
Okay.
These attacks on Jesus.
We're going to get to see a shot of the meters bouncing.
This is Colin, and I want to know how Rick hasn't aged a day.
He wants to know how you look so young. But apparently,
It's clean living, Colin.
apparently I
And the healing blood of Christ. What?
look like garbage. So
I didn't say...
you're the only one who still looks young.
Yeah, but the thing is anyway.
Okay, well, we got to get back to the movie. Thanks for calling. Bye.
You go get him.
Okay, bye. I'm right here. And you're like, Rick looks great.
Well, I mean...
What is... I'm just giving you a hard time, Colin. I love you.
He's the horn-headed dude in the red pajamas.
The horn-headed dude.
Following him.
In the red pajamas.
Satan is an invisible spirit and a master of disguise.
And yet we know what his pajamas look like.
Off as an
Oh my God, this is an overkill video.
or the spiritually
This is Hello from the Gutter, I think.
black is white. The one
Hello from the Gutter! Whoa, is this
Wait
Huey
a
Lewis?
minute, what are we bringing Huey Lewis into this
Boom.
for? He's nothing sacred. Come on. He's downright wholesome.
Maybe that's the moral here. Maybe he's trying to steer us
Oh, that's how
toward Huey Lewis.
That's what Satan would want you to think.
and
This guy's got a real superpower for mispronouncing things.
been made spiritually blind by
Okay, so you're saying I'm a child of the 80s. Just from that single frame showing the pyro, I was like, that's Lay Your Hands on Me by Bon Jovi. Is this the Kelly family? What am I looking at?
Maybe this is an example of wholesome music we should be listening to. That
Okay.
might be the context we missed.
This is
'cause
like
we
some pagan maypole thing happening here. Or possibly,
It's a mating ritual.
or is this like an Austrian
Is how Mormons pick their wives.
death dance? What are we looking at? It's just, every time he opens his mouth to speak, in my head, I just hear do you like movies about gladiators?
Have you seen a grown man naked? So these two guys, Mustache Guy and Bradley Pence, are going to have a conversation about the hot upcoming bands to watch out for.
To watch out for, but not in a good way. To be
Right.
on guard against.
Yes. So
Okay.
this is what I've been dying to ask you. So it's 1991.
Hold on, 1991. Okay.
You're Pastor Stephen T. Peterson, and you
Am I ever?
And you need to warn the parents who are worried about the music their kids are listening to.
Here are the records to be looking for in your young person's collection.
He's going to name 4 of them, and I want to see if you or any
Psych on
of
kick.
y'all
Okay.
could name the 4 scariest new groups or artists from
Wait,
1991.
no, these are new bands? Jesus Jones. No. EMF. I'm just naming bands from 1991. I have no, I'm not even discerning. There's no filtering happening here. I'm just tossing out names of the Rhythm Syndicate.
But are they scary? Would they scare your mom?
I don't know. I don't know. There's all this pressure now. Okay, I'll just make obvious guesses here. I'm going to say Pearl Jam. Because it seems like almost inconceivable that Pearl Jam would offend anybody ever. You have to work really hard to be offended by Pearl Jam.
Keep in mind, this is the same guy who found Huey Lewis scary.
That's true.
Gladys Knight is incorrect.
Ooh, there should be like a Gladys Knights in Satan's Service. That should be, somebody should form that band. So I'll just say Pearl Jam and Nirvana because I'm old and uninteresting.
All right, look, we're going to find out who the 4 scariest bands of 1991
I feel like
are.
I'm in an Escher painting here. I have no idea what's referring to what. This has become ultra meta okay.
What groups do the mainline rock musicians turn
Mainline.
to kind of watch which way we're going to go in the future?
Is a man by the name of Glenn Danzig of the group Danzig. And
None of you guessed Danzig.
Did you see that picture of Glenn Danzig buying kitty litter? What is with the justification down there in the Chiron?
heavy metal.
Who's running this show?
Lyrics are
John Ankenberg is still doing podcasts? How is he not dead?
Danzig is part
That's Joni saying that, not me. I wish him a long life and the best of health. Okay, see, look at that. Look at where it says Danzig in quotes. You can't have one thing that's like the margin is all different than the others. See, again, they're doing it again. Look at that. It's wrong. That is incorrect.
Oh, I see.
What am I talking about? It's right there.
No, I get
That's
it.
what I'm saying. It's just, that's wrong and also distracting.
I've-
Also, it's wrong. What is it?
in the song.
No, I could see what they're trying to left justify.
Was this a thing that
the letters.
MTV themselves was doing at this point? Like, because it's on every video now.
I understand what they're doing. They're trying to left justify the letters.
Trying to give me a stroke is what they're trying to do. Don't do that.
An aesthetic choice in
It's an aesthetic mistake, is what it is. That's.
A pause for reflection.
Let's all pause to reflect.
Well, our next group, John, is Jane's Addiction, perhaps.
Fantastic.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
I didn't actually. No, I mean they get some points for being. What is this shot that we're seeing from the control room here? Who's okay? And then now Mountain Song's not in quote. What is
Jane's
Faith No More? I'm sorry. Sorry, didn't interrupt.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's
Didn't know if
number,
they were like if that was going to be one of the 4 bands.
number 3 is Faith No More.
Really? Wait, what? Did he literally just say the Peter Graves thing I was joking about?
An obsession. Preteen girl who was there with her father. If she had ever seen a grown man naked.
So he was clear. That's okay.
Their name is Gwar, and they have taken
Gwar.
They have taken the rebellion, sexual perversion, and obsession with death that characterizes the heavy metal industry.
I think Gwar would totally endorse this description.
I'm sure that as you watched these clips, you were shocked. These are the people, these were
the hot bands of 1991 to watch
Incidentally,
out
this
for.
is not where rock was headed in the future, just in case you're wondering.
Caitlin, you had a VHS roulette.
Have come into
I
maturity.
feel like we can try to squeeze that in. I mean,
Is this just an excuse to leer at country buttocks?
country buttocks.
It's the name of my Brooks and Dunn cover band. This music will live forever. Everybody will go through a phase with this particular band. And it's like now people are like, no idea what you're talking about. Never heard of them. Don't care. Which is fine. That's how it works. But it's just interesting to live through it.
What do you
Is
think,
this
caller?
KTON?
Hey, is
That
this
is
Todd?
Well done.
Cool story, bro. Bye.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, it's Tom.
Hi, Tom.
I don't know.
Did you turn off your radio?
Good. Hey, Rick, I just
Yes.
wanted to say thank you so much for Unmask Alice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
A, I've been a fan of your stuff forever, and B, it was fascinating and really well written and all that stuff. But also, as a Salt Lake kid growing up in the '80s, in the shadow of all the Jay's Journal fallout, it meant a lot to see that documented. And
I certainly read Go Ask Alice when I was a teenager.
It's
written by Anonymous. And you might be like, I wonder who actually wrote that. I know where you can find out.
yeah. It's
I'm not
it
going
is
to
a-
tell you. You have to read it. But I'm losing my speech, which means I have to go now. But
you get some weird like podcasting aphasia that kicks in.
I gotta reach this keyboard.
Me no speak pretty.
Thank you for coming over. It only took years of pestering you to come over. Maybe we could do it again sometime.
Yeah.
What does that look for? Jesus.
Bok bok. Sorry, go ahead.
Bye.
I'll think about it.
Yeah?
No, I'll think about it.
Okay, well, you go think about it. Because, we can't just keep stealing other people's gimmicks forever.
Hello, Rose. Please have a chair.
Yay, bye.